A lot of details here that are... apparently there's still things to investigate here. Such as... oh yeah, Ibuki's body. That might be worth investigating. Ibuki's body lay atop the stage. She's wearing the hospital gown she was wearing when she was sick. What's this on Ibuki's feet? I didn't notice when she was hanging, but the soles of her feet are dirty. It's blood, right? But there shouldn't be any external injuries on Ibuki. If that's the case... this blood belongs to someone else. Blood on the soles has been added.
Damn right.
Oh, Hajime, can I talk to you for a sec? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? Yeah, at first, I didn't know it was Ibuki because of the hemp bag, though. But I knew right away she was dead since she was hanging from that rope. Okay, so we're specifically here, we're getting a scene of... we're getting a picture of the scene here. And this specifically doesn't have Hyoko tied up to the pillar. Which is interesting. That's... why would you do it like that? Huh. Because if I'm the killer and I'm wanting to, hide my crime, I want to create as, large of a potential time frame for the murder to have taken place as possible. If my plan is someone discovers Ibuki's body, then runs off to get some more people, and then I hide another body in the same room within that, 10-minute span, I mean, it just seems dumb. That seems kind of stupid, honestly. Because now there's just a 10-minute window for other people to, create alibis for, as opposed to where were you at any point during the entirety of last night? Unless you already have an alibi planned. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Because I remember watching, it was I think one of the Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes films. It's plausible. It takes some setup work, but it's plausible to set things up in such a way with the right equipment and preparation to do a fake hanging, basically, right? To where you have the rope around your neck, but then you have a device or something under your clothes that's supposed to actually supporting all of the weight, so the pressure of you hanging is going to your torso and stuff instead of your neck. So it's plausible to fake a hanging. Is it conceivable that... because actually, yeah, that could be a really good alibi then. You create this 10-minute window that you want a rock-solid alibi for. You say, you give Ibuki your instructions. The instructions are basically, Ibuki, pretend to hang yourself utilizing this device. Then once you're discovered, get it off, drag Hyoko's corpse from presumably behind the curtain, tie it up here, and then hang yourself for real. Meanwhile, I'm just out here relaxing at the motel, or accidentally almost strangling Hajime to death in his sleep or something. Or just chilling in the hospital. I don't know. We don't know who did this yet. Because there's no reason you would set things up in such a way that you artificially constrain the potential time of, if not the murder itself, at the very least the time in which the murderer was doing something, unless you had some sort of clever play like that. Which means Ibuki must have died before Hyoko was tied up.
Well,
that helps. There's no time of death written in the Monokuma file this time, which is kind of suspicious in and of itself. So does it really show who died first? It's true the estimated time of death wasn't written in the Monokuma file this time. But I should know when Ibuki died because I personally saw it. Unless the video was a recording. In that video, Ibuka was climbing the stepladder on her own, so right after that... Wait, hold on. If Ibuka climbed that stepladder and died right after, does that mean she committed suicide? No, that's impossible. Because even if Ibuka committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hyoko's death afterward. 2 different deaths happened at the same time? There's no way that's a coincidence. Okay, apparently I need to investigate more things. I did look at Hyoko's body, right? Did I? Maybe not. Hyoko's body is suspended against the pillar on the side of the stage. She's wrapped against the pillar with duct tape, and she looks like she was forced to stand upright. Damn it, who did this? According to the Monokuma file, her cause of death was a slit throat. Her neck looks like it's stopped bleeding, probably because of the duct tape wrapped around it. But why is Hyoko's kimono like this? Her kimono is all disheveled. Also, her sash is tied in the front. Did the killer do this too? Tied in the front. This would imply, like... That means the kimono was taken off at some point. Now, granted, who knows? I mean, for all we know that, you know, maybe Hyoko sleeps, you know, naked or in something else. I'm not sure how comfortable kimono is to sleep in. But I kind of doubt that, since it was confirmed in previous chapter 1 that she wasn't even bathing because she was keeping it on, like, literally all the time. So, seems unlikely then that she'd be the type to take it off to sleep. But when did the killer kill Hyoko? Well, I first discovered Ibuki's body. Or when I first discovered it, I didn't see Hyoko's body here. If that's the case, Hyoko was killed. It must have been during the time I was getting everyone before I came back here. Not necessarily, right? She could have been killed beforehand, and her body just moved in that period of time, which is probably more likely. Even if I was the killer, right? Giving myself, like, really a matter of minutes to kill someone and, you know, set this whole nonsense up, that's a tough ask. I'm not sure I'd be confident to execute that. But if it's along lines of just, you know, tie up a body that's already pre-killed, that I could probably manage. But that was barely 10 minutes. Is it really possible that the killer killed Hyoko and taped her up in such a short amount of time? Even if it is possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Because the killer must be someone who doesn't have an alibi during that time. Right?
Hey!
Hajime, do you have a minute? No, you're in the way.
Now.
How much are you in your way at all? But there's something I really need your help with. Help?
Actually...
Feel closely, there's an unrelated and natural shape bulging from inside Hyoko's kimono. So I was thinking she might be hiding something. Wait, hold on. Don't tell me I want you to search inside Hyoko's kimono. Why am I any more qualified to do that than you?
Huh?
That's exactly it.
Why?
Well, it would have been a problem if she were alive, but she's dead now, you know? Don't mess with her. Are you saying there's no problem with that now that she's dead? Fine, if you don't want to do it, I'll just have to ask someone else.
Hey!
Hey, Akane!
Yo!
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
Well, there's something I want you to do for me. Looks like there's something inside Hyoko's kimono. So can you feel around for that?
What?
I don't really understand, but I gotta check Hyoko's kimono, right?
Thanks.
Thank you, Akane. Helping each other is such a wonderful thing.
Now then.
Let's see. Akane reached for the duct tape binding Hyoko as she stuck her hand inside her kimono.
That's weird.
Damn it, she's tied up so tight I can't really reach with my hands. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yo.
Here's something. Is that what you're looking for? Is this a key?
Perhaps.
Looks different than the keys to the cottage, so this may be the key to her motel room. The key to her motel room, huh?
But
If her key was so deep inside her kimono that it'd be hard to remove. It's very unlikely that the killer tampered with this evidence.
isn't that right?
Because if this is a trap, they would have put it more toward the front of her kimono so we notice it easier. Which means we can conclude that this is something Hiyoko had with her all along. Motel room keys went added to the truth bolt section of her handbook.
Hey,
Oh, also, it's not like I'm adding to that or anything, but you look like you were curious about the condition of Hyoko's body, right, Hajime? Of course, that's why I'm investigating. It's true that there are several mysteries regarding her body. Well, just hear me out for a second. Out of all those mysteries, what I think is the strangest is
see?
the way they wrapped her body with that duct tape. And it's kind of weird, but it's not unrealistic or anything. It's almost like they were trying to hide the wound on Hyoko's neck, don't you think? I get what you're saying. But our killer would have to be pretty dumb to think that we wouldn't notice that. Right? Hide the wounds on her neck. I don't really know if that was the true intention, but I guess it's a big help for our investigation. The reason for the low volume of blood is because the duct tape is acting as a compress, right? If her body was left alone after her throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. A sea of blood, huh? 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood. That's enough to make anybody faint. Check the storage room. There's a door that says staff only. Looks like the inside is a storage room. Might as well investigate in here too. 86 degrees still gets me, like, why? Were these stickers always, like, everywhere? There's a lot of stickers with the venue's logo placed here. It's like they made a bunch of them and had too many left over. It feels somewhat depressing. Huh. Compared to last one, it feels like there are less stickers than before. Am I overthinking this? I don't think I've ever been in here before. Hi, Nagito. Nagito, did you come here to investigate this storage room too? I just want to confirm what you were thinking. Is that it, or is he trying to stand guard here?
Hey,
So how about, did you find any clues? The tipped over stepladder on the stage, the duct tape binding Hyoko. That probably all came from the storage room. There'd be other things from the storage room that they used for the crime. You always pretend to give me hints, but in the end, you're just going to be on the killer's side, right? I'm not siding with the killer, you know? I'm just on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it.
but
That's the main reason why this case is really special. Huh?
man,
But I can't say for certain, though. What is this guy saying? As usual, he's not making any sense.
Hajime,
By the way, Hajime, I still don't quite understand the details of what happened.
right?
Hey, if you can explain to me in detail, I think I'd be able to give you some useful information. Really, you might end up confusing us again instead. You don't want to find the truth, you just want to make us suffer.
How mean.
That's not true. I'm doing this because I believe it's for everyone's sake. Oh well. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll gladly become the enemy. I won't even mind when I die.
Damn it.
That's the main reason why I can't overlook this case this time. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. He's clearly, like... If this is alluding to anything, it's alluding to the fact that someone may have killed someone else in order to save Nagito. Just saying. Just saying. I guess. And let's just look over that again. Here, what's the F2? F2, yes. Okay. Oh well, for the sake of everyone's hope, I'd gladly become the enemy, and I won't even mind when I die. That's the main reason why I can't overlook this case this time. He wouldn't mind if he died, and that's why this case is important to him, implying his death has something to do with the case. Clearly, he did not die, so averting his death has something to do with the case. I.e., Mikan killed someone in order to cure Nagito. And he is cured. So. Huh? What does that mean? Regardless, I guess you're not gonna tell me, huh? It can't be helped. I guess I'll just rely on my gut feelings. Gut feelings?
Hey,
You should come by later. I'll go there first and wait for you. Come by where? Your cottage? Where exactly are you talking about? Obviously the movie theater. The theater. The theater, huh? Hold on a second. We never watched the movie. Okay, here's another wacky theory. It's probably not accurate, but imagine this for a second. Ibuki, wandering around the hospital bored, goes to Nagito's room. They're just, she's just randomly like chatting or something. Like, hi Nagito, what's going on? I'm feeling great. When he's actually dying in his bed because his disease made it so he always lied. One Nagito lies, the other tells the truth. No, they both lie. At some point, the movie theater comes up. We know for a fact that he thinks the movie is terrible. If the movie had ever come up, he would have insisted and told Ibuki, oh yeah, that movie is amazing. It's incredible. You should totally go see it when you get the chance. Ibuki then goes to the theater. That explains why she has the bag. And then here's the question. What is in the content of that film? Because depending on the content of that film, Ibuki in her weak-minded, obedient state could have, like if it had like subliminal messages in it or something, that could have driven Ibuki to actually just straight up committing a murder without anyone else having been involved. I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but it answers a lot of questions, so that's for certain. After he said that, Nagito walked out of my sight. Movie theater? Why the sudden interest in the movie theater? You can see your whole body in this huge full-length mirror. It's probably used for checking costumes. With a mirror this big, it'd be easy to check how you look. Well, guess that's useful. There's a lot of different musical instruments lined up here. Now it's guitars and drums, but there are also instruments and machines that I've never seen before. But they don't look like they pertain to the case. Shelves. There's carpeting, wallpaper, and paint on the shelf. It's probably used for stage decorations. Huh. This thick black paper that's folded up on the lower shelf looks like wallpaper. There are a lot of stickers pasted all over the front side of this wallpaper. And this edge of the wallpaper. It looks a little torn, but what does this mean? I guess that's everything important in the storage room. I guess I should go back to the music venue. Wallpaper's torn, eh? Wallpaper's what's around these columns. Any update on your autopsy, Mikan? If only I'd noticed sooner, Ibuki might have been saved. Hey, when did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nagato's room, I went to the on-call room, and that's when it came to me. I should go check on how everyone in the hospital is doing one more time before I go to sleep. And so I went to the patient rooms and noticed that Ibuki was gone. What time was this? So I quickly ran out of the hospital. So that's what happened. And I saw Fuyiko in front of the hospital, so I asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. Oh, that reminds me, where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. That is a long story. Where was I? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not like I doubted you or anything. So I doubted you because we've been together since this morning. You're right. We were together until you went to the on-call room. That's right, we were together until just a little before the morning Monokuma announcement. So I don't doubt you, I'm telling the truth. Is it alright if I continue with my autopsy? If you talk to me again later, I'll tell you what I know. So please spare my life at least! She doesn't think I'm the killer, does she? What happened to not doubting me? Nikon's account isn't added to the truth bolt section of your handbook. What do you think, Akane? Are you okay? Are you still not feeling well? Yeah, I don't really get it, but when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking.
That's weird.
It's weird. There's no way I've got that kind of weakness. Probably go away if I battle a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. Nekomaru will definitely come back. You're right. Can you corroborate Mikan's account? Oh, Yajime, look at this. What?
Huh?
Look what's in front of the door. This is a drumstick, right? And it looks like it's broken. What happened to it?
Like...
Something like that is in front of the door. It's like it might be a really big clue. Why would this be a clue?
Hey!
Remember when we came to the music venue? Foot open, the only thing we can do is force our way through. I wonder if that's going to be possible. Of the four of us, two of us are girls, you know. Doesn't matter if you can do it or not, we just have to try. Let's go, we all charge at the same time. Ready? Sit. Go! At Fuyiko's signal, we charged into the door at full force. The door was locked when we tried to go inside, and the four of us charged into the door. So when I examined it, I found out that this door doesn't have a lock at all. Huh.
I get it.
The door is designed to be pushed open, and this is the shape of the handle. If a stick was used to bar the door here, well, don't you think it would lock the door and keep it from opening? You mean you think this drumstick was used to lock the door? Broken drumstick on the floor in front of the door should be proof of that. Then how was the killer able to get out?
Huh?
Huh? I mean, the music venue doesn't even have windows. This door is the only entrance. If they locked the door from the inside, the killer wouldn't be able to escape outside.
Like...
Maybe... Killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the music venue. And they waited until we were already at the scene of the crime to join us.
I get it.
Yeah, didn't they? Don't they use tricks like that a lot in Mr. Dormers and stuff? If that's the case, there might be evidence of that around here somewhere.
Damn it.
Alright, I'm definitely gonna find it. I won't let the killer get away with this. The killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the music venue, huh? Like you said, that might be possible, but...
I've listened to the whole story.
I have heard what you two were discussing. Chiaki, that was a kind of cool entrance.
Well,
Besides the broken drumstick, I've also discovered something interesting. What is it?
see?
Look, there's a weird glob where the right and left door touch, see? Right, what is this? It looks too firm to think it's rubber.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like rubber, but... As she said that, Chiaki bent down, scraped off the semi-transparent glob with her finger. Are you eating it? Why are you putting it in your mouth? It smells like workshop chemicals. All the more reason to not put it in your mouth, Chiaki. Workshop? And this chewiness. I see, this thing may be a glob now, but that doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. For instance, if it was originally a liquid that hardened into this, it might be possible to apply directly and smoothly to the gaps of the door. What are you talking about? Just as I thought, it tastes nasty. Why do you taste it then? Chiaki spat the glob out of her mouth and left the area. Besides that bit out the taste, it's okay to consider this some kind of clue, right? Semi-transparent glob. Alright, with this we might be close to finished investigating the musical room. I still need to talk to Mikan. I need to make sure I get those autopsy results from her. Well, we haven't talked to Sonia either.
Something like this.
It has happened once again. 2 of my cherished friends died at the same time. I cannot believe it.
How cruel.
This is the place where Ibuki sang for Fuyuhiko. Yoko looks like she was having so much fun listening to her music. And now those 2 are no longer here. Such a tragedy. I understand how you feel, but please get a hold of yourself. 2 of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason why we can't just leave this alone, right?
So just as I thought.
We must do this then, for the sake of those 2 who have fallen. Alright, Gundam, any thoughts? Even I am horrified of my power, of the eye of the Overlord. What the heck is this?
Nature.
You stupid fool. I cannot believe you haven't noticed that aberrant thing. Pitiful humans, they refuse to lift our heads up for fear of doubting the authenticity of the blue sky. Lift my head up? Does he mean that there's something up there? I don't see anything on the ceiling. Chad, do you see anything on the ceiling worth noticing? No? Okay. Alright, Mikan, have you finished the autopsy yet? How about it, Mikan? Have you found out anything by now? To tell you the truth, it's been very inconclusive.
You got it wrong.
It's not my fault this music venue is just too hot. Oh, that makes so much sense now! That's why you set the temperature to 86 degrees. It's close enough to the human body's internal temperature that you're not going to have as much heat loss after death, therefore making it difficult to pin down a time of death. And actually, well, that actually I think, well, I don't know. It could either, it's either a step towards incriminating or possibly, it's not, or possibly proving Mikan's innocence. It's one of the two, because, right, in theory, Mikan could just lie about time of death, and I don't think anyone would check her on it. So if Mikan was the killer, that would be arguably an unnecessary step. Though one could make the argument that she would be one of the ones who would like be knowledgeable enough to know that this is the sort of thing that would make it believable that she couldn't even get a time of death. Don't see anything? Oh, did the stream cut out? Oh, you're saying don't see anything on the ceiling. Okay. I'd be worried for a second. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Because of the heat? Is that possible? If a body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. I see. That might have been what the killer's goal. they covered up their time of death by using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. But that's weird.
But
Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? I agree. As long as I saw it, it should be clear what order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki, then Hiyoko. That's where you're wrong, buddy. As long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistaking the order of the murders. What makes you think it's an imitation murder? Huh? Imitation murder?
huh?
Huh? You don't know, Hajime? I thought everyone already knew. Knew what?
See?
It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work like a song or a film as an outline for their killings. Am I the only one here who didn't watch that film? It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games that you start to get annoyed by it. How would an imitation murder be related to this murder? Well, based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie. You know, the wacky theory about, oh, maybe Nagito said the movie is really good. And then Ibuki went and saw the movie, and it's like made her commit the crime. It's sounding a bit less wacky now. Unless that's what they want you to think. Maybe that's what the killer was trying to make it look like what happened. That movie?
Good instinct.
The assumption is an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed 2 people. The goal was an imitation killer. Even so, why do they feel the need to do something like that?
Do you have a minute?
Excuse me, if this was really an imitation of that movie, then it's possible that one more person might have been killed. What?
This too must be the.
It's certainly conceivable if the killer wishes to complete the imitation. Oh, hold on a sec. Am I the only person who didn't watch that movie? Naki told me it sucked. What are you all talking about? An imitation murder? One more person might have been killed? Are you guys worried that there's gonna be another victim? Then no worries. Things would get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I've prepared a perfect countermeasure. Ahem. On this killing school trip, the same Blacken can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
Huh?
You mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, the Blacken would be able to secure an easy victory, right? Just like bomb everyone. Is the temperature also why there's no time of death in the Monokuma files? No, that's just Monokuma being a jerk. He's got 24/7 for surveillance on this entire place. He, for certain, knows the time of death. He's just refusing to tell it to us. Though maybe he's refusing to tell it to us because the killer went to such lengths to hide it, so. It's kind of weird because in the first game, the Monokuma file was basically just an autopsy report, which made sense because like none of us were necessarily qualified to do an autopsy aside from maybe Kyoko. So she was a detective, not necessarily a trained like autopsy person. I don't know what the actual name. It's not mortician, is it? No, it's not. Anyways, It's a bit weird in this game though because we still have the Monokuma files, which gives us like the basic information, but then Mikan also always gives us a more detailed autopsy report. So it's kind of vague as to what the Monokuma file is like supposed to be. This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it is a maximum of 2 people, then there will not be any more killings. Well, unless the Blacken didn't kill one of the 2 victims, currently. Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? You know, I just want to confirm one of the class trial rules. I see, as expected of you. You're very strict about games.
Perhaps.
I don't want to consider this a possibility at all, and I don't even want to think someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers? Eh?
So,
Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Kyoko were killed by 2 different people. That'd mean that 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for 1 person, right?
I am concerned.
If we can only choose one based on a majority vote, the other person could certainly achieve victory.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right!
See?
So what happens in that case? Well, what about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2, or 4 incidents overlap one another?
Silence!
Shut up! It's okay, I'll make extra sure something like that never happens. But like, how would we know? You know, if I want to go on like a murder spree, I don't necessarily keep tabs on everyone else to know that they're not also going on a murder spree at that moment in time.
Hey,
You mean 2 killers can't exist at the same time? So it's safe to say that applies to this case too, right?
wow.
Ah!
I don't like
Alright, fine, that's right. There's always 1 killer at any given time. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have you figure out who the mastermind is.
this is kind of...
Man, I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my cave. I see. So there's no possibility for 2 killers to exist at the same time. However, that does not preclude the possibility of a killer kills someone, then someone else kills the original killer, and then potentially even kills someone else after that. So there could be 2 killers, so long as they don't exist as killers simultaneously. With this, I guess that narrows things down a little.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes things a little easier.
Fine.
Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people, it means a 3rd victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough. You guys keep saying that, and it sounds strange to me. What do you guys mean by imitation? This is like if you're like in a conversation and they start going off about like Star Wars or something, you're just sitting there like, I have never seen a single one of these films in my entire life. What do you mean, may the Force be with you? I didn't want to get physics involved with this. How could it be you haven't seen it? Never underestimate my perfect dream gamer girl. Agreed. Seen it? Seriously, seen what?
So...
Like I said, that movie.
Oh my.
When we first explored this island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets. Then the imitation is...
Good instinct.
Of course, it's an imitation of that movie.
Well,
Based on the murders this time, it closely resembles that movie, as if they were copying it. As if they copied the movie. I see. Nagito mentioned something about that. Then it can't be helped. I guess I'll just rely on my gut feelings. Gut feelings? You should come by later, too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where exactly are you talking about? Well, obviously the movie theater.
you...
I see, so you haven't seen it. So it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if you watch that movie before the class trial starts. Looks like I need to do that. Then I should get going too. There are other places I want to investigate. Where do you intend to go next, Chiaki? Probably the hospital, for sure. Oh, for sure. Not just an I think, for sure. She's real serious about that one. As the only one who played 1.5 mil to not see the movie and I have to see it. Well, hopefully I get a refund on my money. Or my IOU. First victim of Uki was there. I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place.
You are right.
Thanks to that despair disease, we could not go there for some time. She's right, it might be good for me to investigate the hospital too. There might be some clues related to Ibuki's death. For clues related to Helka's death, I should try going over to the motel. There's a lot of things I can do before the class trial. I'll definitely give it my all until then. Okay. Well, let's get going. Any final words, Mikan? It's very difficult to describe the time of death.
You got it wrong!
It's not my fault. It's because of the music when you're so hot. I got that already. Calm down.
But
If the killer's behind this, is there any reason for them to come up with the time of death? As long as this is an imitation murder, there's no mistaking the order of the murders. Not just that, I also witnessed it. It should be clear what order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki, then Hiyoko. As long as you know that, there's no reason for them to cover up the time of death. Even so, why? Why? Okay. I'll admit my suspicions of Mikan are waning. But I still don't have necessarily a solid person to replace her with as my #1 suspect yet. Maybe Kazuichi? Just because he would know a lot about the tech. And if we're coming to the idea that covering up the time of death was pretty important, then someone who might know how to like pre-record the message to send maybe would be a likely candidate.